So what I thought I'd do now, you can certainly work on the other ones on these worksheets, but what I thought would be more interesting, is to show you some puzzles that are fun and use your math brain a little more. So let's do this one next. Harold Ryder, who's a guy who's done a lot of these, got hooked on KenKen and started inventing his own puzzles. Here's a nice one. Okay. He forgot to put in any of the operations. And let's do this. Let me do a slightly easier one to warm us up, I guess. Yeah, let's do.
You give us the numbers. We're gonna have to tell us the numbers. We can't see. Okay.
It's like two snails, right, that wrap around each other, and the clue in each box is 20. And I forgot to tell you the operation.
But is it, since it's 4 by 4, do
we still have numbers only 1 through 4?
Yeah, it's 4 by
4 by 4, so the numbers are 1 through 4. What do you think the operation is? Right, because otherwise, I mean, if it's multiplication, this is already 24 when you've multiplied just one row. So it's clear that just by looking at, there's so many items in each of the cages, if you call it that. There's so many items in each cage that it can't possibly be multiplication. So these are really, this is definitely 20, right?
We can't get a 5. No 5s.
No 5s, right. So we can't, yeah, if there's multiplication, it'd be hard to get a 5. So another clue that the 20s are addition.
Assume the operations are the same if the operations aren't there?
No.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure.
Yeah, this could be 20 plus and 20 times in theory. Okay. If the operation's not specified, all you know is it's one of the 4.
So there's 2 cages.
There's 2 cages.
Right.
Yeah, you got 10 across the bottom already. They are addition. First off, you'd have to have a 5 if there's a 5 factor in 20. So yeah. Assuming you duplicated this plus this is 20. So in fact, just these 2 parts add up to 20 minus whatever number is in. Do you see that? Yeah. If I have the number x in here, all of these plus all of these would be 20. But we'd have this x counted twice. So this plus this is 20 minus x. So it could be 19, 18, 17, or 16. Right? Does that make sense? 19, 18, 17, or 16. And so, but it has to add to 20. So these 3 things have to add to 1, no, 2, no, 3. They'd all have to be 1. That's not going to work. 4. That's the only possible thing. And this number, there are only 4 possibilities, 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? So,
this is a 2.
I'm sorry. These 3 numbers plus this have, yeah.
That has to be at minimum 4.
Yeah, at minimum, yeah.
At minimum 4.
Yeah, at minimum 4, right. So it's 20 minus, okay, so what do these 3 have to be? Yep. So it has to be 1, 1, 2, right? 2, 1, 1.
And the bottom right has to be 4.
Has to be a 1, I think, right? Oh, it has to be 4.
4. This has to be 20 minus this thing.
Yes.
The way I thought about it is if you look, there's 10 boxes in the larger snail, so they have to average 2. I can't afford very many 4s.
Right.
So I wanted to put the maximum number of 4s in the small snail.
Yeah.
And that, there's only one way to place 3 4s
Right.
in the small snail.
Right.
And then the whole thing just unraveled from there.
Right, okay, that's another great way. Yeah, so you can actually calculate how many 4s you could possibly put in the giant snail. And it turns out, if you work it out, you can have at most 1 4 in the giant. That was her reasoning. And that means there would have to be 3 4s in the little snail. And if you look at the little snail, how many ways are there to put in 3 4s? You know, you have to get 1 in each row and 1 in each column. It better be this one, and then it better be this one, and it better be this one. Okay, so that's another way to get 4, 4, 4, and then that would make things fall apart pretty quickly, right?
You know the top corner right?
But I mean, it's definitely 1 5.
Right, well, shall I put those 4s in?
Yeah, put the 4s and then the
So there's a 4, oops.
4, a 4, and a 4, and now we get the obvious 3 up here. We get the obvious 3 down here. Because we're going to have we have determined that there's a 4 here, right? And so we have to have at least 2 3s because we've got the rest of the columns. So 2 4s would be 8. 2 3s would be 6 more is 14. And then you just look at what's left. There's 6 and 6. Have to have 2 and a 1. The 2 and a 1 is 6 and 6. You're up to 20 already, and you haven't filled in anything else. So if you've got a second 4 in the big snail, it's too much. Okay? So that means 3 4s go in the little snail, and there's only one way to put them in, here, here, here. And now we get the 2 freebies, the 2 3s, and a lot of things drop out now. What's another easy one?
between a 3 and a 4.
This has to be a 2
Yeah, because the one at the top won't allow it to be a 1.
It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It can't be a 3. It can't be a 1 and a 4. That was somebody's trick, right? We got a 1, a 4, a 3. That has to be a 2. So this is a 2. That has to be a 1. This one has to be a 3 because we got all 3 of the 4, right? And now what else have we got? This is a 1 and a 2 here. So that has to be the 2. That has to be a 1. That has to be a 2. That has to be a 3. Bingo.